Oh hi everyone. Thank you for listening to my audio boom. We are in the home stretch of the book, but let me tell you, this has been one of the most boring things I've ever done. Lol JK. It's actually been pretty cool. A lot of people I see in the streets ask me to sign their MP3 files, and yeah, it's been a real cool time getting noticed for my work. Okay, sorry to flex on you all, but whatever, let us jump right into the story. Chapter 10, The Democracy Knights. I jolted awake, my head pounding from all that rubble falling onto my noggin. As I came to it, I realized I was strapped to a chair in a place I've been several times. It was Mr. Mike's basement. Oh my god, you got to be freaking kidding me right now. I'm sick and tired of getting the poop knocked out of me only to end up in this flapping flapjack basement. Suddenly, I heard a voice. Sorry about the headache I caused you folks. It was Mr. Mike. I screamed like this, and then pee-peed in my pants. Mr. Mike laughed like this hoinky haw and put his hand on my shoulder like an uncle does when you tell a really funny joke about a dog. What the fracking heck, why do you want us dead so bad, Mr. Mike? I said to him. He giggled like a little boy who just got a free sucker from Subway. I actually don't want you dead, mates. He said to me. I'm actually trying to help a broth out. No way. I said to him. You legit have led us back here and almost killed us like 69. Nice. Times. And I am getting real sick of this whole dang thing. Look, I can explain. Mr. Mike said with a gentle yet constipated smile. Y'all better start explaining stuff right now before I lose my ding dang darn donkey dang ding dappy brain. Mr. Mike sighed like this and pulled up a cute little kid-sized rocking chair that was in the corner of the room. First, let me start with this, he said as he sat in the chair. Pickle Rickle is the bad guy here. I promise I am one of the good guys. No way you can prove that. I said back to him. I can prove it, but I'm not allowed. He said back. Okay, yeah, right. That's something a real murdery boy says so his victims feel less spooked. Nah dog, I promise I am good, said Mr. Mike. No way. I said back to him. Fine. I didn't want to do this. But prepare to have your mind blown. He reached into his pocket extremely slowly. 3 hours and 22 minutes later he pulled out a small rectangle. No small rectangle is gonna prove to me that you're good. I said to him. Lol, can you wait 1 second? It's a picture. Mr. Mike said to me as he unfolded the tiny rectangle. He turned the rectangle around so I could see it. Mr. Mike was right. My mind was blown. In the picture was me, George Washington, and Sally enjoying our nice cute picnic we had together back in 1776. My eyes started to tear up just thinking about my good okay pal George Washington. How did you get this picture? I didn't even know cameras were a thing when we were there. Mr. Mike smiled and farted. This is something I've never told anyone before. Mr. Mike said. But my full name is Mr. Mike Washington. No way. I said to him. Mr. Mike pulled his comically tiny rocking chair closer to me. See, Nasty Jack, I am one of the good guys. But how is this possible? I said to him. My great-great-great-great-great-great-great-great-great-great-grandpappy was George Washington. When Pickle Rickle was created out of the witch's spell, he and the other founding fathers formed a monster hunting group known as the Democracy Knights Crew, or what they called it, the DK Crew. This job was passed down from generation to generation. You see, Pickle Rickle is very hard to track down. But 17 years ago, we learned that he lives in this town. And so we all moved here. He held up the same picture from the flapjack griddle. We opened the flapjack griddle as a way to help us stay undercover. It also has a pretty sick lair in the basement. We got like 2 Nintendo Wiis and a 13-inch TV, so it's pretty cool. But anyway, we didn't know who Pickle Rickle was, so we've been undercover for a while. I looked at him. You mean you didn't think the dude whose name was Pickle Rick was actually Pickle Rickle? Lol, yeah, we ain't detectives like you, Nasty Jack. My mind started to form other questions. Okay, but you were like totally dead when I first saw you. I was? He said confused. Maybe in the alternative timeline I was, But you must have saved me when you went back in time and then back into our current time and went straight to Pickle Rickle's house. You're a hero, Nasty Jack. I blushed and diarrheaed into my pants. But you were doing some spooky spell thing to Sally's mom which turned her into that freaky doggy. Pickle Rickle kidnapped Sally's mom a long time ago and tried to learn her powers since she has cool mad witch skills that could undo Pickle Rickle's immortality. But luckily, we were able to save Betty. But when we got to Betty, she had been possessed by some freaky Pickle Rickle spell. It was very annoying cause part of the spell side effects made her quote Family Guy constantly and I was getting so sick of her saying hey Lois look at the talking dog. So I turned her into a puppy so I could have like 5 minutes of peace and quiet. But I accidentally said the wrong words and she turned into that very scary beast. Then I saw you laying on the ground. I knew you couldn't find out about this whole honking thing so I threw you out on the sidewalk then panicked and blew up my house. Lol. A little overreaction. Yeah, I totally get that. I said to him. But we are in your house right now, I said to him. Lol, yeah, construction workers in this town can work wonders when you give them a really tasty bagel. Yeah, construction workers really love those yummy bagels from the flapjack griddle. But wait, what about all the weird stuff written about other people in the town in your cute little bedazzled notebook? He thought for a minute. Oh. Lol. I was just taking notes on other people in town to try to find out who Pickle Rickle is. We use code words so no one knows what we are talking about. Okay, but yeah, there was some really weird stuff written in that diary. Yeah, we aren't perfect, Nasty Jack. He said as he shrugged. Okay, one more question, what about the picture of us on my phone? Also, you deleted all my SeaWorld pictures which really made me sad because I used those photos to help me sleep at night. Lol, I took that picture of us for fun and by the way I didn't delete your SeaWorld photos, I backed them up on this flash drive for you. Wow, okay, that was a real gangster move you did there, bud. I said to him. Oh my goodness, wait a second. Where's Sally? Oh lol, she's upstairs eating some chicky tenders. She said she was pretty hungry so I got her some grub. Here's the thing, Nasty Jack. He pulled his rocking chair even closer to me. It was kind of weird because our knees were touching now. He sighed like this and said this, we need you and Sally's help. Pickle Rickle is too strong. I mean, to be honest, we really just need Sally's help, but whatever, you can come along too. Wow, it's so nice to be part of something, I said with a single tear rolling down my cheek. Yeah, okay, he said to me. He untied me from the chair. Sorry for tying you up like that, I just didn't want you to get spooked and try to kill me. Yeah, that's a totally normal thing for me to do, so I'm glad you did that. I said to him. Alright, we need a plan and quick cause once Pickle Rickle finds out who we are. He'll probably try to kill us all. I gulped like this, glop glop. Ad break. Hello. How are all my nasties doing on this day? I hope your day is going well. Luckily Stan is at the hospital getting a hernia fixed, so I won't have to deal with any of his bogus, but I still have to do the ads, so frick you and your hernia, Stan. Okay. Let us roll. Our first sponsor today is Audible. This here is an Amazon company that does a lot of cool time books but in audioboom form. They've got books like Harry Potter and the Yeet Skeet Double Complete by J.K. Rowling and even Stinky Steve's biography called Stinky Steve Loves to Dance. It's a really good audioboom, but obviously not as good as my audioboom. I asked Amazon if they could please put my audioboom on Audible and they said no way because I use and I quote too many ding-dang copyrighted songs, and yeah, they've got a good point. Anyhow, you can sign up for Audible and get 4,783 books free if you use the offer code NUTBUSTFART. Our second ad today is Dr. Gino's Cool Lotion Cream. Have you ever had a dry hand? Maybe even a dry arm? Have you ever thought, wow, I wish I could make my arm moist but also have something to eat? Well, do I have some good news for you. Dr. Gino's Cool Lotion Cream is the first lotion in America that is safe to eat and also good to rub on your oily gooey bones. It's technically not approved by the FDA, but whatever, it still tastes really good. But yeah, you slap this bad boy on any part of your body, and yes, I do mean any part, and boom, it's not all crusty and dry anymore. You can also eat it if you need something to eat, and it is available in 3 cool flavors: strawberry, 3-week-old bread, and toothpaste. You can pick it up at any Walgreens alleyway. Just ask for Joey McNugget and say, yeah, I'm here for Dr. Gino's Cool Lotion Cream, and he will pull some from his pocket for you. So yeah, let's get back to the show. I walked into the kitchen and saw Sally going hard on some chicky tendies. She wasn't using any dipping sauce either. What the frick is wrong with people in this town, I thought to myself. Sally looked up at me. Oh my gosh, Nasty Jack, you are okay? She ran to give me a hug. As she wrapped her arms around me, I let out a tiny squeaky little fart. Sally, I love you, I said to her. She backed away. Lol, we already went over this, Nasty Jack. I don't love you. Oh yeah, I was just kidding, you know me and my big goofs, I said as I wiped away the tear that started to form in my gooey eyeball. Okay, that was an awkward interaction to watch, Mr. Mike said to us. So what should our plan be, Sally asked Mr. Mike. I mean, Pickle Rickle has the dagger, so I can't even use that against him. Mr. Mike ran downstairs and came back with his tiny rocking chair. He sat in it and pulled it closer to Sally. Listen, Sally. The dagger would have been pretty lit to use against him. However, we don't need the dagger. The power of dagger lies within you. It always has been there ever since you were 19. Wow, I am very jealous, I said out loud. Mr. Mike giggled at my thought. But I can't do magic, Sally said. Yeah, you can. All it takes a little bit of training. He then proceeded to show her a 30-second YouTube video, and boom. Sally knew how to use some of her magic. I tried to do it when they weren't looking, but no, I don't have that good magic power. The magic helps, but we will need a plan for it to actually be useful, Mr. Mike said to us. Yeah, you're right, I said to him. Do we know if there is anything we can use to lure Pickle Rickle somewhere? Mr. Mike said. Aha! I said out loud. When we were at his house, he was drinking this thick glass of chocolate milk. What if we use that to lure him somewhere? That's a good idea, Mr. Mike said. We could have a really good sale at the Flapjack Griddle, something like 100% off a chocolate milk if you are a spooky boy-looking boy. That way the whole DK crew is at the place when he shows up. We could all fight him from there. Yeah, good idea, I said. Okay, well, let's try to get him to the Flapjack Griddle. Right before we all cheered hooray, there was a knocking on the door. Mr. Mike walked over to the door, but before he even touched that doorknob, the whole door exploded and Mr. Mike went flying back. When the smoke cleared, I saw who it was. It was Pickle Rickle. Get the heck out of here, nerd, I screamed at him. We were in the middle of planning to attack you. Pickle Rickle teleported behind me and started tickling me. Ha, please stop, ha, I said stop. He then kicked me in the nutties and shoved me to the ground. It'd be a shame if something happened to the only person that could defeat me, he said as he grabbed Sally loosely on the wrist. No, please. I love her, I said as I held my nutties in pain. Lol, Nasty Jack, how many times do we have to go over this? Sally said. Pickle Rickle rolled his eyes. How pathetic. He then snapped his fingers. And just like that, they were gone. This audiobook is copyrighted by Nasty Jack Cool Storytime Incorporated.